All right, good morning, boys and girls. This is long division in what I call the family method. Some people say dead monkeys smell bad or dead men sing badly. I like to say daddy, mommy, sister, brother. It's a family method. So the first thing I want to do is understand that this is division, multiplication, subtraction, and then bring down will be your last step. You have to do these steps in order, and then when you're finished with the bring down, you've got to go back to the beginning. You're finished when there's nothing left to bring down. Not after you've brought down. Sometimes there's some confusion. You bring down the last thing and you stop. No. You actually stop when there's nothing left to bring down. When you can't do this step, that's when you stop. So my first step is divide. I'm going to take it digit by digit. I'm not going to take the whole number. I'm going to take it digit by digit. So the first question I'm going to ask is, can 6 go inside of 3? How many times can 6 go into 3? And the answer is 0. So that's my first step, division. Now I'm going to multiply. Every digit that I put on the top, I'm going to have to multiply by this, okay? So I'm going to multiply 0 times 6 is 0. My next step is subtraction. 3 minus 0 is 3. And my next step is bring down. So I'm going to bring down my 8. Now, really quickly, if I want to, if I get a 0 to start with, I don't have to do this step right away. I can go to 38 if I want to and say, how many times does 6 go into 38? I could do that if I want to. If I can skip the steps before today for the sake of this lesson. Since I want to show you all 4 steps, I'm going to put the 0 there and go all through the steps again. But for the future, if it doesn't go into the first digit, you can ask yourself the second digit, okay? So I've brought down my 8. That means I have to go right back to division. So I'm going to ask myself, how many times does 6 go into 38? And the answer is 6 times. I want to make sure I can go all the way as close to 38 as possible without passing it. So now I go to multiply. 6 times 6 is 36. I have to subtract now. I get 2. And then I have to bring down. Now some kids stop here and say my remainder is 21. No, after you bring down, you have to go back to division. So now I ask myself, how many times does 6 go into 21? And that is 3 times. 6, 12, 18. 24 would be too large. You can't pass it. So now I do my multiplication. My multiplication is 3 times 6, which is 18. I subtract, which was my third step. That's 3. Now there's nothing left to bring down. So that means this number down here is going to end up being my remainder 3. Now if I want to check this, I can take my quotient, which is 63, and I can multiply it by my divisor, which is 6. And I'll do this quickly, which is 378. Now, that doesn't match, right? So I have to take my remainder and add it. And then I would have 381. Check. They match up, so my answer is correct. I'm going to have another video on dividing, a dividend that is in the thousands by a single digit.